Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown analysis. Today, in my preparation, I'm excited to be doing the Labor Day Classic. Rod Smith and I are in the booth. So I'm doing a lot of Saskatchewan work. I'm going to do a breakdown of offensively the good, the bad, and the ugly of their game versus Toronto. Today, let's look at 7 clips of the good. First of all, please subscribe to the page and turn notifications on. It's going to alert you as we're posting new stuff. And subscribing to the page is just going to help us and help promote this great league, promote all the stuff we try to do here on a weekly basis. Now, the Riders playing Toronto, Trevor Harris to return. I pulled about 7 clips, some of the things he did really well throwing the football. Let's go over some of the stats. You know, they did have, Frankie Hickson had 16 carries, 79 yards. It just didn't look like they, could really control the game running the football. They struggled a little bit in the run game with the blocking. The Toronto Argonauts got a very good defensive front. On second down, as a team, they only had 93 yards. Trevor Harris was 18 of 29, 62%, 190 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Just not great interception. I'm sure he'd like to have back. Sam Emilus had 8 catches for 66 yards. He had a great game. Second and long is where they struggled. That's going to be the ugly when we talk about that. They were 1 of 15 for 7% conversion on second and long. 7 plus or greater. Not very good for them. But let's take a look at some of the things I liked seeing of Trevor Harris. Trevor Harris is back, so you know what that means. A lot of quick 3-step passes, ball out quick. This is what's called the stick play in the NFL or the CFL. Show you what teams are trying to accomplish. The receiver's motioning down to this spot. When the ball snapped, he's going to go up to 6 yards, break out. He's going to kind of settle in zone. He doesn't sprint out of there. He's just going to go up and find space. The receiver inside, he's going to work to a depth, draw this better, of 2 yards. And basically what you're doing is you're reading the outside player. So if that outside player stays inside, you throw outside. If he expands, like he does right here, you throw inside. Go to this angle. This will really be able to show you what's happening. Again, you're going to have one going up and out and then one going to the sideline. And you're just trying to get that player to expand because this Sam linebacker ends up staying inside. And that's the space you're looking for. So he stays in there, they throw there. He expands, there you go. If that player overran it, he's either looking backside or he's running it. Good execution, first early pass play of the game. This is a spectacular throw by Trevor Harris over the top of the boundary corner. Great shot. Really a heavy play action. So you're going to have a player going this way. You're going to have a player going this way. And there'll be a corner route. Goes to the corner of the end zone. That's why it's called the corner. But this corner has nobody to hold him down. And what I mean by that, normally if you do this, you put somebody in the flat to force him to either go there, or if he stays deep on the corner, you throw the underneath. But this is a corner route without any help, so he's sinking, but Trevor trusts himself and throws it. Great angle. Really good throw. I love that. That's what you need to do. You got to make some beautiful throws. That's to Myers. Okay, the next one. Another opportunity. Nice recognition by Trevor. He sees basically that it's man coverage. These players are man-to-man. Everybody's man. But this player is the farthest off man on the board. So what do you do when that happens? You throw the quick out. On time, get the ball in a playmaker's hand. So sometimes in man coverage, you're going, okay, well, if that guy wants to press, that guy wants to press, these players want to play off, I'm going to go to the ones that are farthest off in coverage. So really good execution. 2 plays in a row. Good early drive. Nice throw here to the left side for Trevor here. He hits Deontay Myers on this one. But let's go back and see where his eyes were. This is really fast processing by him. He got spooked. It's the same play we already drew up called the stick play. He runs out. He goes out in the flat. The thing I didn't draw up before is you have a clear out by the outside player. So that's what the picture looks like. Now, the tighter the coverage is, he's press man, he's press man, he's press man. They're all in a man-to-man posture. You activate this throw. And what does that mean? You tell your quarterback, hey, if they're all press, give your outside guy a chance to run by him. So that might be his thought process. But watch the corner on the snap. He bails out and runs out of there. He does a bail press man that could have spooked him from taking that throw. Or he just didn't like as he undercut this one and he's undercutting that one. So he just didn't have a great feel. Flips his hips. Finds a seam in the defense. And that's great processing speed by Trevor. I'm going to show you this, what happened with Myers. And I believe that's Keyshawn Johnson. So Sopic's right here, the will linebacker. What you try to do in these, you try to get somebody to wrap inside of here, which would be him. Okay, and then you would have somebody to break out. And you're trying to occupy the will and trying to get him to go out of there. When I run this, I try to run right at the will and bail him out. And then you break back in the middle. Way too much space. And Trevor can make this throw. How the space got opened. Look how far the mic moved. Why did he move there? Because Trevor's eyes were that way. So that created a huge void so he could throw it in the middle of the field. Touchdown to Keyshawn Johnson. Real good versus pressure. Nobody in the middle of the field. Accurate throw. What happened on this play? So the motion really helped the Riders because they're basically going to run two people coming across. The tailback's going to come across. But all those players plus the 5 offensive linemen are going to block. That leaves 8 blockers. The Argos are blitzing, but what happens with the motion, the underneath, like the Sam linebacker, they do something called rock and roll. You take him if he comes this way. You got to take him chasing across. He gets confused, and he chases across. So you have 3 people chasing those 2 routes. Normally, somebody comes deep out of those to play a zone coverage person. So I'm not really sure what their rules are, but everybody chases the guys who are blocking, and that leaves all that space. And it's tough for Amos to cover all that space, and Johnson gets across for the touchdown. You can see it from this angle right here. Here's the guys running across the formation. So you see everybody adding in, trying to cover, just creates too much space for the touchdown. I love it when a corner route is executed to the wide side of the field. A Joe. Nice on the sideline. Big explosive football play. Great recognition by the quarterback. Here's what's happening. Corner route's going to the corner of the end zone. Now this one ends up getting flattened by the quarterback. Throws it a little bit more at that angle, and that's okay. And you're going to have a player coming inside. And the quarterback's just eyeballing that outside corner. What I mean by that, before you can throw a corner, you have to see what that corner does. If he runs in, now he's got all that width of the field to be able to throw to. If he got depth, and he got depth, then you would throw this underneath route. But I like the angle a Joe went, and I like where Trevor put it. And we're going to go to the end zone and see the best thing that Trevor did is he threw it immediately. Took his drop and threw it. This is a 3-hitch throw it, or else sometimes they can outrun your arm. But more importantly, when there's pressure, as you see this pressure with 3 rushers coming from the right-hand side, the protection breaks down. He holds this ball anymore, he's going to be sacked. Great throw and catch. Let's watch it from this angle. So you're going to see right here, angle of departure is going to be nice and high and then get thrown this way. with no safety in the middle of the field. You can watch that Amos is playing inside leverage, I believe. Great head and this is my favorite throw of Trevor's in this football game. Loved he recognized the coverage. Hits the middle open, diagonal route that's adjusting to the middle of the field. Great strike to Emulus. Good yak yardage, yards after the catch. So what does he see? How does this come about? You see this often. Quick out routes. 6 yards. They're just trying to keep the defense down in case it's man coverage or be a blitz outlet for the quarterback in case it's a pressure situation. One slot is going to come from a number 2 spot, go to number 3, and he's going to run a diagonal across the field. The other one is going to run a seam, splitting the numbers and the hashes. And he's going to split the numbers in the sideline and go this way. This is called a stretch. A horizontal stretch. You're stretching the field horizontally. Now, there's a little bit different. It's a 2 deep shell as I get rid of all that stuff. Usually you tell this player if it's a 2 deep shell, stay closest to this safety because that seam should widen the safety, stay away from this football player, and kind of take the middle when it's middle open. And that's exactly what Sam Emulus does and why he's open. But that's not what it is. I'll show you from a different angle why this space is so wide open. Trevor here, his eyes right there. He's looking to his left. If you remember, those are 2 quick out routes. He's not looking to throw those. What's he doing? He's moving the safety. And as you see Mechie right here, he's already moved. Flips his hips, finds Emulus on the diagonal, and you can really see it from this angle right here. So as these 2 out routes show up, his eyes go there. Look at the space created with the 2 safeties. So Emulus wants to not run all the way across here to that safety. He's just going to take this middle space. The other seam should hold this safety. And you just got to get over the linebackers. That's perfect execution of a zone, a middle open play versus zone. What I mean by middle open, when the middle is open, this guy is the throw over the top of the linebackers. If that guy fell in early enough, if he's already seeing this one, then you would throw this one. So really good horizontal stretch of the deep coverage and great play versus 2 deep shell.